Okay, we're looking at the Arduino board. This is in a piece of software called Fritzing, and we're just going to quickly have a look at the pins. On this side of the board you have your digital pins running from 0 up to 13. Pin 13 is also connected to this little LED here, so if you put in the blink sketch you'll see this little LED blinking. You notice that above the pin 13 there's a ground pin, and over this side here you've also got ground and ground. Now you notice that this says power here. We refer to these pins as our power pins, and just below those we have our analog pins running from A0 to A5. The difference between analog pins and digital pins is the analog pins measure voltage. The digital pins are like a switch on the wall. You can switch them on and off, but you can do that in a particular pattern with the 5 volt power over here. Notice we've got 5 volt and 3.3 volt. With the 5 volt power of the 3.3 we can't switch those on and off. They're either on or they're not connected, one of the two. Whereas with the digital pins we can switch them on and off in something called a duty cycle, which we'll look at down the track. Okay, so the pins here are digital, on and off. Think of them as wall switchers from 0 to 13. You've got a ground there and you've got 2 other ground pins over here. You can use any one of those 3. You have your 3.3 volt and 5 volt pin, because some sensors use 3.3 volts and some use 5 volts. Most of the ones I use are 5 volt sensors, so I don't have to worry about that. Below that you've got your analog pins. Analog, as I said, is a measurement of voltage, so you're measuring somewhere between 0 and 1024. And then you're converting that number into some sort of meaningful signal. The conversion of the voltage to a number occurs in the analog to digital converter, which is part of the Arduino101. And that's a very quick introduction. Up here you've got your reset button, where you plug in your power, and your main microcontroller chip, which is a 328P, which goes here. And that's it for now.